Alright, you lot. Battlefield players are crying over losing XP farms like it's hate crime. COD's back with its nostalgia bait and switch. God of War dodged a live service lobotomy. And Halo's doing Resurrection Shuffle while Xbox hits 25 and still can't innovate without raiding archives. Welcome to Gaming Hellwire, where dreams get patched, promises get cancelled, and every dev is two bad ideas away from an OF account. Let's get started. Remember when Battlefield 6 promised freedom? Build your own server, custom modes, bots, challenges, works. That old Portal mode was sold like Minecraft for murderers. Turns out it were actually a holding pen for XP junkies with COD withdrawal. Here's what happened. Portal got flooded by arseholes building bot farm XP grind servers. Not creative maps, not clever tweaks, just conveyor belts of brain-dead farming setups designed to fast-track every rotting COD mind into the dopamine drip as fast as possible. People were queuing into bot lobbies, pressing 2 buttons and walking away with unlocks. And that, apparently, worked game. So what does DICE do? Do they fix matchmaking? Patch abuse? No, they nuke entire system from orbit. Every custom server, even ones not abusing bots, got the progression gutted. You want XP? You have to play verified servers. In other words, you can play how you want, just don't expect rewards unless it's how they want. That's not a fix, that's a panic patch. That's a dev team punishing players for their own lack of vision. You gave sandbox, then buried toys cause someone made a mess. And here's galling part. Battlefield didn't just shoot itself in foot, it reloaded and aimed for kneecaps. You're telling people, get creative, but moment to do, you slap on XP restrictions tighter than a Fortnite bandwave. What's worse, this is all cause COD rats came crawling in. These are the same grinders who can't function without instant dopamine. They got bored of SBMM in Warzone, couldn't hack actual challenge progression, and came to Battlefield looking for cheat day gains. No team play, no objective control, just skin chasers and spreadsheet warriors. This isn't about skill, this is about entitlement. If I can't hit max level by Tuesday, game's broken. No, you're broken. Your patience is gone. You replace fun with FOMO. Meanwhile, actual Battlefield players, ones who cap objectives, play support, revive strangers, and lose more than the win but still love damn game, they get shafted. Cause now their creativity earns a note. Portal was supposed to be sandbox. Now it's a sandbox with barbed wire. Welcome to Battlefield, where play your way means pay or obey. Now Battlefield 6's shiny new Battle Royale, RedSec, is launching with just duos and quads. That's it. No solos, no trios, no options, just you, a buddy, or a full squad. Sound familiar? Yeah, Warzone 2020 called. It wants its shitty playlist design back. And excuses are already flying. It's just for launch. We want to monitor data. Warzone did it and survived. Right, that's like saying, we're only serving raw chicken now, but trust us, we'll cook it later. Here's what's going to happen. You'll have solo crowd, same egotistical morons who refuse to party up, dropping into quads. They'll ignore comms, leave squad, run off to loot like they're in Skyrim, and when they get their ass handed to them by an actual coordinated team, they'll start crying. Stacking! Sweat lords! Cheaters! Stacking apparently means people using mics and not being dickheads. That's cheating, is it? That's banner. Let's break it to you gently, Solo Makiro mod. You're not a one-man army. You're a bullet sponge with delusions of grandeur. You don't want a fair fate. You want 4 bots you can flex on while your TikTok followers hit you with fire emojis. And when you lose, you scream, "This isn't fair!" as if queuing into a squad-based game alone, ignoring teamwork, and getting flattened, somehow want your own vote. This isn't 2020 anymore. We're 5 years into BR Clown Fiesta, and devs are still launching these games we have for options. And for what? Simplicity? No, it's cause they don't have confidence in mode. They're edging the bets. Fewer playlists mean fewer issues. Fewer issues means fewer refunds. And let's not forget what this means for actual Battlefield culture. This franchise was built on squads, objectives, communication, teamwork. But now that BR is infecting it, we're getting COD logic where teamwork is suspicious and solo play is heroic. You know what happens when 4 lads with mics go up against one bloke pretending to be John Wick? Feed fills up with death pings and that solo player logs off, runs to Reddit and types up a 3,000 word post on stacking in BR ruining experience. Now mate, you ruined it by treating the team game like a solo mission and expecting everyone else to carry your fantasy. Stacking ain't cheating, it's gaming done right. You either squad up or shut up. Next up, Black Ops 7 announced its launch lineup, and oh look, it's a museum tour. Raid, Hijacked, Express, Nuketown 2025, Standoff, Meltdown, Yemen. All of them pulled straight out of Black Ops 2 like we're caught in a goddamn time loop. Now here's where marketing kicks in. We're returning to our roots. We're giving fans what they want. Now you're re-eating leftovers and calling it home cooked meal. These aren't maps, they're bait. Shiny, nostalgic bait for players too traumatised by Modern Warfare 2's mess to trust out newer than 2012. Let's break it down. These maps, they're legendary, no argument there. But that's the point. They're so legendary that Activision's hoping you'll ignore everything else if they just drop word Nuketown in a trailer and add some synth music. It worked for Modern Warfare 3, barely. They launched with all OG Modern Warfare 2 maps. And for about 5 minutes, everyone pretended that meant game were good. Then they remembered it was just another skin suit for the same rinse and repeat grind. Black Ops 7's doing the same trick. Nostalgia-laced necromancy. They're not building new maps with new ideas. They're selling you past with a higher price tag. And here's punchline. They'll drip feed these maps across season. That's right, content that already exists is gonna be Season 1 material. Meltdown and Standoff. Not new content, just staggered content. And they'll spin it. We're crafting experience. Mate, you're reordering buffet table. It's still the same food. And look, I get it. Everyone wants that classic Black Ops 2 feel back. But this ain't about giving us that feeling. It's about reselling illusion. Maps aren't broken. Modern COD design is. You could put Raid in Black Ops 7 and it still won't feel right if gameplay loop is choked by SBMM, shop bundles, TikTok sweatlords chasing sly cancel montages. This into revival. It's a ritual. Every few years they reach back into vault, scrape off cobwebs, and sow you your own memories. And every time we let them, cause hope is there. Maybe this time it'll be like it was, but it won't, cause soul's gone. All we've got is empty skin of better days. Black Ops 7 maps might be classic, but business model is rotten. They're not giving us a tribute, they're giving us deja vu with a season pass. So, turns out Blue Point Games, yeah, Remake wizards behind Demon Souls, we're cooking up a God of War multiplayer game behind curtain. Full Greek setting, Hades, caverns, lava pits, shields, blades, armor axe, 4-player mayhem in Olympus's backyard. And now, cancelled, dead, torched, gone. We only know about it cause concept art leaked and someone up in basement door long enough that screams to escape. Let's be clear, this wasn't some throwaway spin-off. This was a serious, scoped out live service gamble. They wanted seasonal structure, an armory system, possibly gear upgrades, and player versus god madness. And then someone, somewhere in Sony HQ, looked at pile of burning live service trash and went, actually, let's not. Thank Zeus they did. This were either going to be brilliant or catastrophic. And let's be honest, with Sony's current live service record, it wasn't going to be brilliant. They've been fumbling multiplayer like it's wet fish wrapped in broken dreams. You really think God of War franchise, a single-player titan defined by character, story, and controller smashing combat, were gonna thrive in a loot-driven battle pass-infested seasonal treadmill? This had Anthem 2.0 written all over it. A glorious idea built for a player base that don't want this. And here's kicker. Only reason it's dead is cause Sony finally realised their fans aren't Destiny junkies. We don't want Kratos with emotes and premium cosmetics. We want heads to roll and gods to scream, not squad-based farming and XP unlocks. So what does this cancellation tell us? It tells us even sacred pillars of gaming, even almighty God of War, aren't safe from being twisted into live service slot machines. Industry don't care about legacy, cares about metrics, engagement, retention, monetization. This wasn't a love letter to franchise. It were a business patch wrapped in mythological cosplay, and someone finally had spine to pull plug for its storefronts. But that also means we lost summer. It could have been wild, could have been bold, could have pushed multiplayer into new territory instead of same tired PvP loops. But cause publishers only understand extremes, make it massive or kill it, we'll never see middle ground. So raise a glass, not in mourning, but in whining. Gods were merciful this time. But next time, don't be surprised if Kratos comes back with a battle pass. Finally, Xbox turns 25, and what do we get? A big bloody surprise from 343. Halo Campaign Evolved. Not a remaster, not a remaster at remaster. A full-blown ground-up remake of Halo Combat Evolved, dropping in 2026, and it's coming to Xbox Series X, S, PC, and yeah, PlayStation 5. New missions, new weapons, more vehicles, crossplay, split-screen co-op for 4, alt polish, none of originality. Now let's not lie, it looks gorgeous. Screenshots drip nostalgia, music alone will punch your memory centre straight in throat. But let's ask a question that matters. Why now? Because this is Xbox's 25th anniversary and they're scrambling to sell you back your own memories wrapped in RTX lighting. That's what this is. A safe, crowd-pleasing play. And it'll work. For a while. Because Halo CE ain't just a game. It's a religion. But even religions crumble when sermons start sounding too familiar. You know what would have been bold? A new Xbox console. Shaped like OG. With Series X guts and full back compat. A retro futurist monster. Pair that with Halo Remake, Gears Duke controller, and you got a nostalgia payload that it's like a Covenant cruiser. But nah, what we get is the same strategy every AAA studio clings to now. Remake pipeline. This ain't innovation, it's asset management. They're not building future, they're reselling past with a new coat of paint and a few extra guns. Let's not forget, this is 343, and 343 don't exactly have a flawless Halo record. Infinite had a campaign that slapped, but live service side died in tutorial. And now they're back, trying to re-earn goodwill by remaking the safest thing in franchise. It's not a bold move, that's a reset button dressed as a celebration. And yeah, it's launching on PlayStation, Xbox's crown jewel on a Sony console. That should say everything. Brand loyalty's dead, platform-wise a theatre. It's all about reach now, and Halo's being sold to the same crowd that used to meme it were mid. So sure, raise a Spartan toast, celebrate Remake, but don't pretend this is for us. It's for them. It's for metrics, for headlines, but spreadsheets that say, when in doubt, go back to the beginning. You want nostalgia? Build Xbox that could play everything. Give its choice to live in past or blaze forward. This is a rerun in HD, and we're still expected to clap. That's your daily dose of gaming Hellwire. Industry's clinging to past, terrified at present and allergic to risk. But we'll be here, boots on ground, pointing at fire and naming names. Drop your thoughts in comments. Like, subscribe and all that bollocks. And if you're still defending solo kill warriors in squad games, I want your router confiscated and your KD ratio tattooed to your forehead. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent.